So yeah, I'll say this starting out.
So I got my shots.
Guess I'll say this.
Oh, go ahead. What?
No, no, no,
No, Joey, it's your show. Go right ahead.
You're lagging. I can't. Like I was trying to fill the blank space because you're lagging on our.
I'm lagging. I just had a thing come up that said, "Hey, your connection is fucked up."
Jesus Christ! I look.
Hey,
you know
what this is, Chuck?
I said it while you were trying to connect, so I don't think you heard me. But I'll pay for your new internet. Just go get new internet.
Yo, I have somebody coming at some point to look at it, but this may shock you. There was an ice storm today, and has completely shut down. Yeah, and so everything is just fucked right now. So
yeah. So anyway,
hey, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, great. I really love this lag. This is gonna be a lot of fun. This is gonna be a really fun episode. So, have you ever heard about not getting shots in your tattoos?
No.
Okay, so I had to get some shots yesterday, and the girl who was doing it was like, "Oh, I don't want to do it in the right arm because you have tattoos, and you shouldn't be getting your shots through tattoos." And I was like, "Since when?" She's like, "Well, since ever." And she was a petite, short-haired, like Southeast Asian girl.
Was she hot?
Yeah, wearing Doc Martens and just like a really sweet pair of pants. I would turn that shit up live, honestly. So I didn't want to argue with her about it, but I was like, I've gotten shots in this arm all the time. And she's like, well, have you had these particular style of shots? And I was like, no, it's been different ones. She goes, okay, then I definitely recommend doing it in the other arm. And I was just like, all right, fucking let's do this. I don't give a shit. We watched Tank Girl, Brothers, Sisters, and Gender Resistors. Welcome. Look, I also
thought was going somewhere.
Fantastic movie.
I also feel like shit. So this should be a really interesting. Yeah.
This was a fun movie.
Yeah, Joey. Every once in a while, we have these moments where you give us suggestions for movies that we have to watch, and I get so unbelievably fucking mad at you for wasting my goddamn time with just unbelievable, just absolute, just steaming cock of bullshit that I have to sit through.
Star Trek?
And I hate. And you force me to watch this shit over and over and over again.
I do actually force you to, yes.
Yeah, you literally hold guns to our heads and tell us you have to watch some of the worst fucking cinema ever put on screen. But this ain't one of them, baby. This fucking movie was rad as shit. I fucking love this shit, man. I realize we are hitting like my favorite era of like movies, which is like dope alternative 90s movies. We watched Tank Girl. I would like to gush about it for about 43 minutes. Ron, what's your first note?
My first note is that this is supposed to take.
I'll say before you get into the note, first time watching it, this is the first time I've seen this movie ever.
Oh no, I've seen this movie. This is at least the fourth time I've seen this movie.
Okay.
I remember when this movie came out. I thought it was fucking rad. Hot chicks, tanks, jets, ridiculous over-the-top bad guys.
Yeah.
Kangaroo people.
So
fucking let's go.
First time watching it, and as soon as I'm done, I go up to Emily, and she asked what movie we were watching. I'm like, oh, we watched Tank Girls. I've never seen it before. Her mouth dropped. She's like, if I had known you were watching that, I would have watched it with you. I love that movie. Never seen this movie before, and I really am like smacking myself because this was a fun ass movie. So
now imagine watching it as like a 10-year-old or 11-year-old or 12-year-old kid. Like,
yeah, I bet it was great.
Oh, this movie would have been spank bank like top 5 for me if I had seen this when I was like 13. Mm-hmm. This would have been the greatest fucking shit of my entire life.
So first time watching it then?
I think I tried to watch it once, and I just wasn't paying attention. So I was like, I think I would actually like this, so I'm gonna come back, and then I never did.
Okay.
But like I don't remember anything about it. So like I don't remember how far, if I even got into it, how far I got into it. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. This is exactly something I would have loved if I was like 13 years old.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
this is based off of the comic Tank Girl by
Mhm.
Jamie Howlett. Am I getting that right?
Jamie Howlett and Alan Martin.
So Jamie Howlett is the artist who also does all of the Gorillas animation.
No shit.
That's
That
why
makes
it
so much
looks so
sense.
familiar. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I did.
That's cool.
I was weirdly doing a little bit of research on this because I was like, this style, this comic style looks so familiar, and I was like, but I couldn't really figure it out. Yeah, she's the same. She does all of the art for the Gorillas, so
That's awesome.
that would make a lot of sense.
That is badass.
Yeah.
Hey, Simon. The chick that did the Tank Girl art also does the art for the Gorillas.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. Maybe I'll cut that out. Yeah, like I enjoyed this so much that like I up until about the part that really started to like waver for me, I had like one note. Like I was enjoying watching this movie to the point where I wasn't really taking notes.
Oh,
And
let it be known that we are going to look at this with rose-tinted glasses.
yeah,
This is a product of the 90s. This is
Yeah.
written like it's a product of the 90s. Granted, I will say that this is if I could synopsis, if I could do a Jordan explains the movie quickly.
Go ahead.
This is lesbians take down the Nestle Corporation in 2025
In Australia.
in
2033.
Australia.
2033.
No. I'm
Or
not in
you referring
2025
to-
because I'm talking about the fires specifically.
Oh,
and,
gotcha.
Gotcha.
And how Nestle didn't want to let go of the water.
Yeah. Okay. I
Yep.
forgot about that.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. I was watching this. I was like, "Oh wow, this is hitting a little too close to home
Yeah, well, and that's
here
really
in 2025, isn't it? Interesting."
When you start thinking about it, all of these 80s and 90s movies predicting the future of today, and it's like,
Because it was still going on then, dude.
yeah, like they weren't that far off. Like
Yeah.
all they had to do is kind of shift to the left or to the right just a little bit, and they have what this movies are. So yeah, pretty awesome.
And I thought like the premise is interesting. Like essentially, the apocalypse happens. This organization called Power, the idea that they're just like
Water and power. That's all they have is the water and the power.
Yeah.
over.
And we lost Chuck.
Damn it! I was really hoping.
But yeah, my
without
first
that happening.
my first note was this is supposed to happen in 2033. I don't think it's going to take us 8 years to wreck the world. I don't think it's going to take us 8 years to get to the meteor before our world is fucking wrecked. Is what I wrote. So
Not by today's climate. Yeah. I don't know. So you know,
you've played Borderlands, right? Or at least watched Borderlands, know of Borderlands.
I know of it. Yeah.
Okay, the character Tiny Tina.
Yeah.
There is no way that she was not based off of Tank Girl.
I mean, think about it. There's no way Harley Quinn wasn't based off of Tank Girl.
That's fair too. Yeah.
Because I mean, this came out in.
Am I back?
You're back.
Hey, he's back.
I've been dancing for no joke. Like it doesn't.
And we lost him again.
God damn it! Like nothing is wrong on my end.
I don't know what to tell you.
Hello?
Hello, hi,
Hey, welcome back.
maybe
Because
maybe not.
nothing changes on my side.
I got nothing. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I said Joey is just fine for me. You just keep bugging out.
Yeah,
How about now?
I mean,
I
we
mean, you're
gotcha.
back.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently it was still on the Wi-Fi. I shut it off.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, hopefully
Now
that
we're-
works.
Hey, now you're a little more smooth.
Yeah. So
Okay, so well, what was I gonna say? Sorry.
we were talking about how Tiny
Anyway.
Tina was based off of her.
Oh yeah, and Harley Quinn's basically based off of her because Tank Girl came out in 88 or 89, and
Yeah.
Harley came out in 92. Now
Sure.
the thing is though, like the Harley that came out in 92, like
Is
you
not
could
the Harley we have today.
100%. So like the Harley we have today is probably more Tank Girl energy that we got from this movie. I don't know what Tank Girl was like when she first premiered in the comics. I haven't read the comics ever.
Me neither, but we should.
I think we might have to. I have to find. I know.
I did go and I did order them off Amazon. You can get the
Okay.
slipcover of the three anthologies.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, like I know Hoopla has them, so like we can read them. I know I can read it
Hoopla.
digitally, but
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. So
I'm more of a paper guy, you know.
I mean, obviously I am too.
Same.
I really prefer physical media, Joe. Okay,
Same.
because a lot of the time, big giant corporations, okay, will deny you your access to your digital things. Okay,
Your water
it goes
power.
away and then it comes back, and that's how they just mess with you. So you have to, Joey. You should really be supporting physical media as much as humanly possible. Okay,
Have you-
shame on you. Shame on you.
Really? Okay.
This audio forward podcast, he's now showing off his entire room and his entire collection of books.
Yes.
His massive wall of comic books.
Yeah.
My library of trade paperbacks. Yes.
His collection's so large it's actually a fire hazard to him and his family.
But it's in the basement, so it's fine.
That's true.
Okay.
Joey, realistically
Actually-
speaking, you do have all that insured, right?
I do not actually.
Oh, you might want to look into that, buddy. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm gonna
no
burn-
shit, dude.
I'm gonna burn your house down for sure.
For legal reasons, that was a joke.
Yep.
Yep.
Shout out to
I
my.
am actually trying to downsize some of this. Like I'm getting rid of like the single trades and going to like thicker like
Omnibus
combined-
type.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna show up to Illinois one time with 4 short boxes and 3 long boxes of comics and just give them to you.
Well, I hope that
Be
you
hard.
enjoy dropping them off in Illinois when we live in Indiana.
yeah. Every
Where
time
he's
Oh,
gonna drive.
yeah.
He's gonna drive right through Fort Wayne. We're just gonna wave at him as he goes,
Yep.
and he's gonna.
still drive another 6 hours to
Actually,
Illinois.
I'll stop at Fort Wayne, pick you guys up. We'll all go to Schwamsburg and get Kuma's Corner again because I've been thinking of that burger for like 2 years now. And I really just want it, and then we'll go back.
I'm down.
But
I'll
you're
pay for
definitely
gas.
getting 4 short boxes and 2 long boxes worth of comics.
Anything good?
There's a couple of like complete collections in there, yeah.
I mean, you can always send them to me and I can pay for shipping.
It'd probably be cheaper to drive him down than it would be to
I
It
send
would
him.
be-
Probably.
well, if I send them book rate, maybe I could send them book rate.
Yeah.
Because they're not newsstands, so I could send them book rate.
But anyways,
Just
Anyway,
pack 'em
so-
Tank Girl's fucking dope.
Dude, this movie was amazing. I had so much fun with this movie.
so Simon watched it with me because he's a good kid and he likes to watch great movies with his dad. And don't lie, you liked it, don't lie. And when we first meet Keesley, the bad guy, Kesley, like the main bad guy or whatever, and he starts like smashing the glass, and he breaks the first one, and then he breaks the second one, and then he like throws the glass on the floor. Simon's like, man, this dude really just does not like glass, does he?
And check that one off.
Joey,
Well-
what are you? Oh, okay.
I was
Anyway.
very confused. Joey's
Yeah,
on the phone.
But
Yeah, so he like smashes all the glass and shit, and then makes that dude like walk across it, And he's
But
like,
then it pans out and he's not wearing shoes either.
yeah, and it's just like, oh shit, because this dude is like too weak.
A
Because he should
sadomasochist.
have killed him. Yeah, he should have killed him when he had the
Yeah,
fucking chance. It was awesome.
exactly.
Which, like, the whole plot of this movie is that they're essentially farming human bodies to drain the water from human bodies.
Right. Well, that's how. That way they don't waste any water because he wants
Right.
all the water. You know.
Right.
But also that kind
As
of
one
raises the
does when you
question:
work for Nestle.
would that water taste like that dude? Like, would it have like that like essence of like Bob or whatever his name was?
Yeah, I mean, I am shocked that there was no reference to like pussy juice in this or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, it might have been if it wasn't the '90s.
I don't know, man. I feel like that was a '90s joke.
I was really surprised how mad he was at that captain or whatever.
General, I think.
Yeah, it's like we controlled 95% of the world, of this land. Like, we just don't have this little part here, but we're gonna get it. Like, we're gonna try and get it. Like, okay, so I'm gonna smash all this glass and then I'm gonna kill you because we don't have it right now. I don't know.
But the guy that he replaced it with did get that for him. So
That is true.
Yeah.
Sure,
I think I have written down that he's like a Timu John Travolta.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because that's like he looks like somebody tried to make him John Travolta, but they didn't know exactly what John Travolta looked like.
Which is
They're
weird.
only going off by how somebody described it one
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
And that dude was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, everybody, all the bad guys are super rapey in this movie, and it's like
Yeah.
really weird. Yeah. I also all the good guys are super rapey too. Let's
Also
get that.
correct.
Yeah.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
but it's the rapey for the good guys is consensual.
No, it wasn't. Not when they
No,
were on
it
the
was
dance
not.
floor. It definitely was not.
Maybe with Tank Girl, but not with what's
Jet.
her nuts.
Jet Girl. Her name is
Yeah.
Jet Girl.
Is it? Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I don't remember
I was gonna say not Velma, Timu Velma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have to say though that Naomi Watts was kind of hot in this. Like, I don't normally find her like that attractive, but in this, there was something about her that made her super hot. So
I didn't realize it till halfway through that wasn't Gwen Stefani.
no.
That's fair.
Not Tank Girl. Jet Girl.
Girl? Oh.
Yeah, Tank Girl is Lori. Petty.
Petty. P-E-T-T-E-Y.
Yeah, Petty, like Tom Petty.
Yep.
But no, she's also smoking hot. I've had a crush on her since I saw her in the Army now.
No, yeah. I forgot she was in that.
Yeah, great show. Great movie.
I just remember her from League of Their Own. Because that was like
years
before this.
Yeah.
I was surprised none of the main characters get naked for having an R-rated movie.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed that we didn't get some nudity, actual nudity. There were drawn tits that we got to see naked and like pictures, but other than that,
I believe,
and mannequins, yeah.
No, there was Madam's House. Madam's House had a bunch of naked ladies.
They weren't naked though.
pasties.
Yep, they were all covered in pasties. Trust me, I was watching.
Oh,
He paused and rewound just to be sure. Apparently,
That's right.
there was going to be I'll say a nude scene. So right after,
it was going to be Ice-T, wasn't it?
no, actually,
Okay.
but you are in the right area.
Cool.
It was going to be so Tank Girl and Booga, like
Yeah.
they have their sex scene, I guess. So we see them laying together after, post coitus.
Yeah.
And apparently they're going to have, they were going to show Bonga, whatever, Booga, his 10 to 12 inch dong. Because apparently there's different measurements on different stuff on IMDb. Yeah, they paid the Stan Winston company did the costumes for the kangaroo guys, which, if you know Stan Winston company, they're a big props company, like one of the best ones at the time. And they did this costume that cost like $5,000 to make with a 12-inch prosthetic dong for this kangaroo man.
Of course they did.
They made it. They shot the scene.
They absolutely took that out. There was no way in hell that was going to make it past
it. Here's the thing:
the standards of
when
privacy.
this movie went into theaters, it was in there.
What?
Oh.
Yep. When it came to DVD and release, they took it out.
So wait a minute though.
No, wait. No, sorry. No, it wasn't in theaters. They did film it though. But it was still got taken out though. So anyway.
So she would have banged Booga. But Booga was a dog that they turned into a kangaroo.
Yeah.
So there's like
that's because he was a very good boy. Okay.
That was all just flat out interspecies erotica. There is
100%.
no level of like you can pretend because he was a human turned into a kangaroo. That was a dog turned into a kangaroo.
Yep.
A kangaroo man.
Kangaroo man, sure.
Kangaroo dog man. Which is why they kind
Man
of
bear pig?
Yes. Didn't want to show that. I mean, you kind of saw it and you kind of got the impression, but apparently they said that it was going to be too bestial. That's why they tried to play it down a little bit.
That would make sense.
100% of this.
But speaking of the kangaroo guys, DT is Doc from The Mask.
Yes. Yep.
And the angry one was Ice-T, I think.
Yep. Who I think only did this because he has a song in the movie.
Yeah.
When they're sieging the base.
So Ice-T loves this movie. Like he loved, I think,
because this movie's fucking awesome.
Naomi Watts is, from what I could
Jet
see,
Girl.
Well, yes, but she was like one of the few who actually was not proud of this movie. Malcolm McDonald loved it. Lori Petty.
Well, that dude is born to play a bad guy in these kind of movies.
Sure.
Like he is the epitome of bad guys for shit movies like this. He does such a good job. Like
I always confuse him and Terrence Stamp for the longest time. Terrence Stamp being General Zod.
Yeah, I knew you were talking about.
As they're older, like the older they got, the more they aged.
The more they looked alike.
Yeah, they both just stuck with their white hair. It's like, dude, I can't. I mean, I know I can tell you apart, but like, you both look alike, and you both are great bad guys. Apparently Ice-T, somebody had kind of gave him crap for this movie, and he was like, I made $800,000 for this role. Like, I had a good time with this movie, and he had a couple songs in this one too.
It had to have been fun too, like
right.
But to be fair, this would have come out right when like Cop Killer came out. So like gangster rap was like the biggest thing, and you didn't like sell out. Like this, like the selling out of like hip hop artists didn't happen until later in the 90s when they were like becoming actual mainstream stuff. So like the idea that he like did this role and then he was in Body Count and did Cop Killer where he was doing like hardcore music and hardcore rap. I get why he got shit for it, but again, fuck that. Get your money, my guy.
Well, he was also like a couple years prior in New Jack City as a cop. So like,
yeah, but New Jack City is like accepted by the streets.
Okay.
Yeah, this was not it. I think this is a movie that like we will look back at in this time and era. If a clip from this movie could make it onto TikTok, this movie would become so fucking relevant again, and like people would be acting like it was their favorite movie of all time.
Yeah,
like it's almost timeless. Like a lot of it, shockingly, still held up. The prosthetics were the only thing that sucked about the prosthetics were the hands. I don't know what happened in the 90s that they couldn't figure out fucking hands, but
yeah, because the ears and the tail, they were all mechanical. Even some of the snouts on like a lot of the backgrounds, kangaroo men, like they were robotic. They had somebody with a remote control moving them up and down and like making them look good. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's
And-
funny because I couldn't remember if the kangaroo guys were in this movie because I've seen that. I've seen the kangaroo guys before.
Yeah, Warriors of Virtue.
But you're not wrong.
I think that movie came out after this one.
Are we watching Warriors of Virtue? There was a comic book based off of it.
I didn't know about that movie, so
It can't. There was. You don't know about Warriors of Virtue?
hold on. I might.
Oh my god!
You would know. You would know if you knew
would
about
know
it.
Warriors of Virtue.
Oh man.
I think I do.
Oh, we have to watch it. There were comic books because they were in the toys.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was a movie that was made to sell toys, 100%.
100%.
And it's real bad. But
Yeah.
the toys go for a lot nowadays. People still have nostalgia for that movie for some reason. But fuck, what was my hope? Oh, but I confuse, like, for whatever reason, sometimes think that the kangaroo guys are in the Judge Dredd movie.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know why. I don't know where that crossover is. But that gets stuck in my brain a lot. So I was like, and I thought the kangaroo guys showed up way earlier in the movie. They kind of like show up like in the later half.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. Also, we should point out this is a 2-act movie that falls apart real bad in the 3rd act.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens in the 3rd act, but they just like continuity goes out the fucking window and nothing makes
I can also
sense.
argue that some of the 2nd act kind of falls apart.
A little bit. The dance number was a little unnecessary.
That's
okay. So the madam in that, like the madam that runs that place, is that where they got the idea for Yzma in Emperor's New Groove?
Probably.
No, I don't think so.
Emperor's New Groove was 98.
No, that's 2002.
Yeah, it was like 2001.
Was it really?
Something like that.
Well,
it was after I had a license.
Yeah, but when did they actually start making it? Because didn't it get delayed like 1 billion times?
Oh, I have no idea.
2000. It was 2000.
Oh, okay.
I mean, wasn't like they were still writing the script until like the day before they started filming.
Yeah, that movie. Yeah, that movie went through like 1 million changes, and
as the best movie ever, best Disney movie of all time.
There is a comic book based off of it.
You do not have to convince me to watch Emperor's New Groove. I love that fucking movie.
Trigger Tree gets dethroned by Emperor's New Groove because we all give it a 10.
I'm down with that.
But Liquid Silver did seem like it would be a nice place to go. Just saying.
Yeah, shocker. Ron wants to go to the brothel.
See, I would disagree because every single girl looked alike. I like.
Did they?
Yeah, they all had the same white hair, the same outfits.
I don't think we were looking at the same parts, Joey, because I know they didn't look the same.
If you're looking at the face, you're missing the point here, my guy.
But their faces didn't look the same.
I didn't say their face. I said their hair. I said their outfits.
Oh, so
yeah, but you take
fashion and hair guy.
But you take away the wig, and you take away the clothes, and there's no problem.
Sure.
I take it back. There's one problem, and that was that she was trying to throw kids on the menu there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie is kind of gross. Like it is one of those movies where you have to watch it and then go, okay, but it doesn't age well. And it's not very good in that instance. But like I could not give this to my Gen Z like class and have them feel okay about it. Like if I was like, yo, go watch Tank Girl this weekend for your homework and then write about the food, the very questionable produce that they had on the table during this one scene, because I have to resort it back to like food in some way to get it to count as an assignment. And they would just be like, wow, chef, way to not tell us about the child sex trafficking. And I'm just like, I get it.
That makes it more realistic, okay?
Yeah, kind of. Yo, this is hitting a little too close to 2025.
Oh my God, it really is.
We got CEOs hoarding water. We got child sex trafficking issues. We got just
weaponized homophobia.
Weaponized homophobia.
Yeah.
AI driving itself and becoming weaponized.
The weaponized homophobia was Simon's. I have to give him credit for that.
He's not wrong.
Because as soon as Tank Girl walked over there and kissed Jet Girl in front of the general dude, and he's like, ugh, Simon's like, oh wow, weaponized homophobia, all right.
Yeah, but it didn't stop him though, because he went back later.
That's because he realized, you know what's better than one chick? Is two chicks.
Well,
Oh.
Two
Yeah.
chicks at the same time, man.
oh man.
Okay, so when they did the cartoon cutaways, normally I would be annoyed by that, but I really liked how they did those and how they looked. Like, those were a whole lot of fun.
Those were
Like-
actual panels from the comic too, from my understanding.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
And do you want to know why they're here? Because apparently the studio forgot to film some scenes. So
That's awesome. That makes a
So-
lot of sense.
yeah.
That's awesome.
And like the ending was gonna be different. Like, so we got like an animation ending with them going over
Driving.
a waterfall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were going over like a waterfall and stuff. Yeah, that was cool.
Apparently, and there actually is a whole like list of things that got cut, but which I can go through, but it's so long. Apparently, Stub Girl, the one girl they run into when they find who thinks they're water and power, but once she realizes they're not.
The crazy one. Yeah.
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 Who is Ann Cusack, which
It's one of the Cusacks, yeah.
we would know as Starlight's mom in The Boys.
Yeah.
Also, a couple she's also.
I mean, she's been in other things, yeah.
The mom in Accepted with Justin Long. Love that movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
That's a great movie.
I
I think there's a comic book about it.
I'd be fine with it. No, so she apparently was supposed to come back at the end. She actually had the bigger role in this film. She had like 3 other scenes that got cut, but she was supposed to come back in the end to help break out all the prisoners. And then when everybody gets out of the prison after Water and Power are done for, it's supposed to start raining, which kind of actually would work because they had talked about how it hadn't rained here in forever. So I'm a little disappointed that they cut that scene because I think that would have been a good ending. Although
Yeah.
it officially ends with like Tank Girl burping into the camera. So okay. I don't know.
Oh, Jordan would have been pissed.
Probably. But yeah, like that scene with it start raining on everybody kind of saying, hey, we're getting water back. It fits in with the beginning when Tank Girl says, once the bombs went off or whatever, it hasn't rained.
When the meteor hit.
The meteor came. And then with the Rippers, the kangaroo guys, when Bongo Booga is talking to Tank Girl, showing the picture of what the prophet, John Prophet, or whatever was the story he laid out of eventually rain will come back. Like, it all would have worked. Like, they set that up for the rain to be at the very end. And that's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then when it didn't, I'm like, oh, huh. So.
Well, in the cartoon though, she does explode the water tank, and it does blast water up into the air and everywhere. So
I don't know. Like, there were moments where the art, like the actual comic panels, worked for me, but like the animation didn't really. And maybe it's because I knew that they hadn't filmed that stuff. That's why it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
that's fair.
But
So, how much you want to bet that they would have made mad bank off that calendar that they were taking photos for?
that would have been great, honestly.
Like, that would have been a fucking hilarious calendar if they would have actually had that, like, the year that this movie came out.
With the comic panels, I feel like that probably was a thing.
True.
Definitely a thing in the comics.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of, sorry, back to DT being Doc. What is it with that dude getting shot down in the middle of
right?
his plans? Like, damn.
Well, like, because I know the next movie I can think of that we're going to see him in will be Fan Four Stick. He's the Daddy Storm in that one, and I know he dies, but I can't remember if he gets shot down or not. So,
is he a Sean Bean, like where he has to die in a movie?
Think so.
Oh,
Can you
Probably
imagine
enough,
being type? Can you imagine getting typecast as the guy who dies in movies?
funny thing is, I think Sean Bean actually lives more than he dies in his movies. It's just
does
everybody
he?
knows. Yeah, I think the ratio is like 54 to or 55 to 45 kind of thing.
Ah,
Like
gotcha.
it's really close. It's yeah. Anyway,
Interesting.
I did hate at the end of the movie when they made his face a hologram. Like that was just dumb.
that reveal, like I'm thinking because when they I forgot to put that on my head. Because they're like not showing his face at all ever. Like after his accident,
I thought he was gonna have like a mask on or something wicked, but
or like some giant scar.
yeah,
Like,
or like
okay,
half his face is robotic or something. You know, like I thought it was gonna be something wild like that.
And
Okay,
then he walks
it-
up with his face. I'm like, that's
but I mean,
weird.
like it also didn't make any damn sense.
Yeah,
Like
how is he
he's
living without a brain?
right. Like so he's a hologram,
The
but
head's a hologram.
his
The
head
body's fine.
right. The
But
body
where
was
was his
fine,
brain?
but the head's a hologram. And then he's like, "But you can't hurt me, but or no, you can't
Yeah.
touch me, but I can touch you." But it's only his head.
So she couldn't actually punch him in the face, but she could punch him in the gut.
Right,
She could kick him in
but
the
he makes this.
balls.
So I was confused because I thought his whole body, like what I
Right.
thought was he was a holo, like he's actually like injured and like sitting in his tower or something like that, and he sent this like hologram that was powered by the gauntlet. Like I thought the gauntlet was essentially the projection of it
Yeah.
or something, but yeah, it didn't make any sense. And I like this is where it was starting to really fall apart for me because I was like, so wait, his whole body? Because I thought his whole body was a hologram, and I was like really confused when like she was still able to like throw shit at him
Mm-hmm.
and not have it make any sense. And like also the
Yeah.
little like flipper things on the
Yeah.
gauntlet was stupid. I hated it. It's like they watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and they're like, yo, we need to get like a shredder gauntlet.
What if we make the shredder have like shredders on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, okay. So then, like, apparently this thing is also indestructible. Like, the gauntlet itself is indestructible because it's bulletproof. He can just deflect bullets all he wants with it, apparently.
Well, he
Well,
was
she kept
deflecting beer
aiming for his.
cans.
Huh?
He was deflecting beer cans.
Well, no,
No,
even
because she has the gun
she was
first.
shooting at him first. Yeah, before she got in
Okay.
the tank, she was shooting at him,
I missed
but
that
she
part.
kind of she kept aiming where his arm was at. Like she could have shot him in both of his kneecaps or something.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's you're not wrong
Yeah.
there.
So, like, there was that. Also, I thought it was really weird that, like, for the first 2/3, like, the first two acts of this movie, the girls refuse to use guns. They'll like beat them up, which also I thought they were like trying to hide the violence by having it be like anytime that there was an action scene, it became the comic book stuff. Like that happened a lot, like a good amount. And I was like, oh, okay, so like I guess I thought they were like just trying to make this for kids, kind of, or like like PG-13 or something. But then I looked and I was like, oh, this thing's rated R. And then in the third act, it's just like everybody's using guns. Everybody but the kangaroos use guns, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, because I know in the dance, in the dance hall, she has a gun. Jet Girl has a gun on the madam, and then gives it to Tank Girl, and you're right, doesn't want to use it.
Yeah.
Which also kind of got me like, why? What's stopping literally everybody on that dance floor from just whipping out a gun and shooting the four of them and getting a new madam?
The point of taking a person hostage is that the entire time their life is threatened. And when you're just passing a gun to then a small child, I don't think it really makes a lot of sense that like anybody's actually afraid of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, we needed the Cole Porter song, okay? Because everybody does it, okay? So
Sure.
Okay, that dance number was fine. I did enjoy that. That was very Harley Quinn-esque for whatever reason. But everything else, but the second one with the kangaroos, that dancing was kind of weird. But again, I'm not a
They're
big
praying.
unlike Joe, I'm not a big interspecies erotica guy like he is, where he was like hoping that the scene was in there. So
Okay,
I'm just saying.
stop. I was just listening to episodes where Chuck had to redact calling Joey a pedophile because he'd made so many jokes. Now you're going to get the ASPCA on him.
you can handle the ASPCA. You'll be fine.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that one.
During the final scene, there's a part where the kangaroos are fighting the guys, and there's one dude where you can see his stunt wire, like so bad.
All of them.
Like it was just, but this one was like right in the center of the camera, like to where you couldn't miss it. And as soon as like the kangaroo just like went by him, like you just see like the and he goes right up it. It was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I saw it on Ice-T's character. A lot.
You could tell that third act they started running out of money.
Yeah.
They were just like, "Hey, the wires are in the shop. Fuck it, we don't care. We got to wrap this shit up." so much so that they forget to film shit.
Right? Yeah. No, it's not great. But I mean,
it's still really good.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I will say though, so when they find the tank and they revamp the tank, that definitely felt like they used like promo shots and mixed it in with the film, like another thing.
100%
stuff.
Yeah.
They just, here we go. Let's just intertwine.
Unless they were trying to be like pinup girls against the tank and the whatever. Like,
yeah, I don't know though.
You can also
one
tell
shot when like they like pan up and Lori Petty or Tank Girl is just like staring off and then like looks right at the camera. Like that's a promo. That's a promo shot.
Maybe they're trying to break the fourth wall.
Oh, maybe she has that ability.
Never read the comics, so no.
It makes a lot more sense now about the fact that they forgot to shoot stuff, so that's why they put the like clips in and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't match what's happening on screen. Like the outfits are different.
Yes.
Like the action's different. The tank in the comic looks nothing like this tank.
I think, and that's why I saw, like, again, I enjoyed seeing the panels, but when you show me a panel of this is where I live with the comic page, and then you go to the actual house and it looks literally nothing alike.
Yeah, nothing.
Don't do that.
Yeah, it was weird. And yet, for some reason, it kind of adds to the charm of this movie.
I agree.
You are right.
Yeah, like this whole movie is kind of a mess, but in the best way
I always
possible.
I see the parts that are cartoony, like the comic parts, as the shit that's going on in her head, and then we see what's actually going on.
That is also possible.
So it becomes an unreliable narrator of sorts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, she's not a good narrator.
No.
She's not even a good person.
She is as good at narrating as she is at standing guard.
She is probably the most textbook chaotic good character.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go with
that. She is a mess, but she still has good intentions. She just also doesn't really care all that much.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. You're not wrong on that one.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Jet Girl is really, I don't know, lawful good, I guess. Lawful neutral.
Definitely lawful, because she did not want to do any of the stuff that Tank Girl wanted to do at first. Eventually, so probably lawful neutral, because eventually she like joins the cause.
Yeah, probably lawful neutral. We haven't done that segment in a while.
That's been a minute, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I forgot to write it down, so I didn't have anything to remind you guys with it.
Yeah, we constantly forget.
I forget to do Not a Muppet all the time, but you guys remind me because it's a fun segment.
So when she's talking to Jet Girl about her first time having sex. That joke was hilarious, and I wish I would have wrote the whole thing down. Because it had something. She was like, "Daddy, are you sure this is all right?" or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But it cracked Simon and I up when we heard it. It was pretty funny, but I didn't write the whole thing down because I was like, I'll remember that. It'll be fine.
Oh, well, yeah, when you lose your virginity and you ask Daddy, is this okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the moments where I was like, oh, wow, this does not...
Uh-huh.
I dated that girl. Okay, yeah, this is making a lot of sense.
Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to my ex. I saw a lot of shades of my one ex in this, and I was like, oh, she probably watched this movie at some point.
So when they are attacking her house at the beginning of the movie, sorry to go all the way back here, but how is it that everybody else got like absolutely slaughtered except for her and the little girl? I mean, I know why they took the little girl because they're creeps.
And that's the funny thing, because they could have captured everybody and forced them to work for them.
Yeah.
Like they apparently did with literally everybody else.
Yeah, because nobody had any guns inside. Like when they walked in there, it's not like they were toting the guns around their house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point though.
But that was actually my last note.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I only have like 4 notes total.
Oh, I had a whole page of notes because I was writing them as we were watching them. Like Simon and I were watching it, but there was a bunch of spots where like I would just forget to write notes and then be like, "Oh man, I should probably go in and like write stuff in about what happened here," just because they caught my eye. And
I was enjoying the movie way too much.
It was a great movie. It is a great movie.
Really good movie.
It is a good movie.
So kill count, I guess.
Hold on, because I forgot to count them up before. All right, so
I'm gonna guess.
Go ahead.
Let me guess. I'm gonna guess. 27.
No.
36.
No. So we had 58 die on screen, and that's including the ones that were multiple, only count as one. We had 4 already dead when they showed them. So like I don't know. I just want to count them separate for some reason. I don't know.
Well, yeah, they got. I thought
so 62.
But no, wait. Haven't we established that for them to count for the kill count, we have to see them like get killed?
That's what I thought. So,
yeah.
But I don't know. For this time
around,
because
we definitely didn't count Uncle Ben and Aunt What's Her Nuts in Star Wars.
No, I did.
Did you?
Oh yeah, they definitely got counted
because we saw them
alive and then saw them die.
Yeah, alive, and then we come back and they're dead. So like that counts. I count that as part of the kill count. This one in particular, like the already dead, is like the 3 guys when she finds the boots for her boyfriend, the camp that Rippers had gone through. And across it, and then the Dr. Prophet, John Prophet, when his body gets sent back to the Rippers.
Yeah, because he could have been dead before the movie started, and we didn't know.
Correct.
And so those guys were definitely dead before the movie started.
Yeah, so I think I'll start separating those. Not that we're gonna have a ton of those, but every once in a while when I see them, I'll start separating them. As for limb count, we've got the dead guy's leg again when she finds the boots. We've got Kesley's arm after the Ripper attack, and then Kesley's head, I guess. Because what's his name? The
cuts his head off. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the actor, but we saw him in
Ming or no. What the hell is his name? He was in The Shadow.
Yeah. Yes.
I can't think of what the hell. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that guy.
Thinking about it, the hologram head disappearing while the body was getting drained of water also doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. Wouldn't the head still be working?
It was running on electrolytes.
Yeah, like it's. But if the head is blocking, I'm going to use air quotes there, the all of the electricity nodes, cameras, I don't know, that are in his neck showing his head. and there's literally nothing extra protecting that.
Yeah.
So the water dropping in on his neck. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, we forgot to mention when she was chasing down the truck with the tank and was like just all over the place with that tank. I laughed.
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off when the guy's driving and the tank turret just slowly creeps into the window. I'm like, that's actually pretty funny. I like that.
That was good.
That was good.
So, but yeah, okay. Bingo.
All right. So nudity, dead parents, government interference. Because I consider water and power to be like the government
Oh,
of
that's the
the.
government of this one. Yeah.
Yeah. Comic logic. Hero designs costume because she changed her clothes a lot, but also she actually does make her costume when she's in the liquid silver.
Apparently, she changed her clothes 18 times. Had 18 different outfits.
Damn.
Was it 18? Maybe it was 20 something.
We had a montage. Betrayal by a friend.
Ew.
Break fourth wall. Animal cruelty.
Who was the friend?
Tank Girl because she had all the listening devices in
was
her.
Oh,
wired.
okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Breaking fourth wall.
Hold on. Sorry. Would that be betrayal by a friend because it's herself?
But she knew she had him in her. At
No, she
least
didn't.
one of them. He shot her with that tracker, and he said, "That's a tracker." And then
yeah,
she never took it out.
I forgot about the tracker. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Animal cruelty, breaking fourth wall, villain monologue, unexplainable science, a reformed bad guy, because technically Jet Girl was working on their plane, so she was a bad guy.
Not by choice. There's no
True.
different than her working in the mines.
She was technically in prison working.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. But she was on, anyways, it doesn't matter. Hero
the
killed.
Rippers were.
I guess that's true. The Rippers were considered bad guys at the beginning, but then they ended up being not bad guys. There we go. It counts. Hero kills, sexual innuendos, misogyny, fight for control of something.
We also had the Wilhelm scream, apparently.
Did we?
According to IMDb, when Tank Girl is taking the semi, the officer she pulls off of the side of the tank, side of the truck, gives the scream.
Oh, I missed that.
The guy who is strapped to it with the smallest little chain, but it's still technically, and then immediately just gets yeeted. Absolutely flung off that thing. Like, that chain did nothing for you, sir. So much so it wasn't even attached to you when you got released from the truck.
What surprised me is when she uses the tank to blow up the one guy on the end and the second guy is still standing. They're like 4 feet apart. How did he not go flying off with that?
It was a single shot. It was a single shot.
Sure,
Could only hit one guy.
She's at one point on the tank, and she's like, "Oh, I really could use some help." Looks at the Uzi that is on the tank, and then it's just like, "Nah, I'm just gonna jump to the front and make a dick joke with the cannon." It didn't.
Yeah, I don't.
She's not the smartest.
She also uses a bow and arrow to shoot one of them. A mounted bow and arrow.
Yeah, sure.
And then I know you brought it up earlier, but the tank basically being AI was really weird.
Yeah.
Because they don't really explain that.
No.
It's
just like, hey, I'm gonna fix this tank up, and now the tank is her pet.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it used to be a dog, but it was a really good boy. So then they turned it into a tank. It was like a whole thing that they were working on.
Is that why she wrote it like she did?
Probably.
Maybe she just has a thing for dogs turning into things.
Maybe. So Chuck, Spawn Cape.
The woke lesbians are coming to get you by fucking all the.
Oh wait. Okay, so Simon made a lesbian joke because
of course he did.
When Tank Girl and Jet Girl get into the fight, you know what I'm talking about? And she says like, "Yeah, you didn't have to do me so rough." And Simon's like, "Oh my God, they're just a lesbian couple." Because lesbians are just behind cops for domestic abuse.
Yep. Shout out to lesbians. Love you guys.
Anyway, Spawn Cape, Chuck.
Yeah, good thing you got off that subject. I was about to fucking trauma dump real hard. Anyway, Spawn Cape. Look, the third act looked terrible, but everything else looked really good. I thought the practical effects were cool. This movie weirdly does while being a product of its like time, like visually, also kind of stands the test of time and still looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I had to assume what post apocalyptic Australia was going to look like, probably this. So I'm gonna say like 1 out of like 500,000.
Okay.
Like there, I think this holds up really well, personally.
The only thing that I saw that was really bad was when the jet is coming out of the like ground,
Yeah,
and that was really the only spot where it didn't look very good.
For me, it was when the jet was flying into water.
Oh yeah, the little hangar or whatever when they
Yeah.
were coming back
yeah.
from picking her up. Yeah, that's true. But other
The
than
jet looked
those,
bad. When the gauntlet was like stuck and it was like shooting electricity looked pretty bad. That looked like some like He-Man levels
Okay.
of like lightning. But outside of that, I thought everything else was fine. And the prosthetics are ridiculous in this.
Looks like prosthetics looks
Yeah,
great.
yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
it is a shame that we went away from prosthetics so much in the like 2000s.
Because they can make it better, look better with
But they can't.
CGI. Yeah, I know. I know. When we get the Mummy 2, we're definitely going to be like, ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah, so this
we
movie.
did have a boob count
Okay.
of one because there were two different spots where there was drawn on boobs or painted boobs or cartoon boobs. So they each count as a half, so it was one. And then we did get a naked butt also at the beginning of the movie.
Sure.
And sadly, we did not get any more actual naked boobs. When we were at the Liquid Silver, but you win some, you lose some.
That's fair.
You know,
I was gonna bring.
but bless you, Ron, for putting in the work, buddy. We appreciate it.
I was gonna bring up that as of 2019, there was announced a remake of this
No,
movie with Margot Robbie
no,
as Tank Girl. So
no. I look.
Harley becomes Harley. Or now
I'll be.
that was 2019. I haven't heard squat since that. Well, since like 2021. So I can only assume that between COVID and the writer's strike, it just keeps getting pushed back.
Well, that would make
So
sense because I think they did like not like a re-release, but they like brought back Tank Girl because I definitely got the new run of comic. I think I got like the first issue, and I think it was right around that time.
yeah,
So that would make sense.
yeah, Titan Comics, I think, has the license to it now, and they are allegedly regularly putting out comics of Tank Girl. I don't know like how regular, but maybe like once every couple months or something.
Yeah,
Do like a
my
little mini series or something like that. Yeah.
my man, there's a part of me that said like listen, we all hate reboots, sure, but I feel like if there was a movie that like doesn't need to get remade, doesn't need like a sequel, it's like this. I think this movie is perfect as just its own standalone. This is it. We don't need anything else. We don't need a prequel. We don't need like any sequels. We don't need a remake. Like I think that this can just exist and it's really good.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree. But
I'm you know me, I don't mind a reboot. Like I was
Yeah.
hyped for The Crow. So like but like I think this is like one of those ones that just doesn't need it.
but unfortunately, Hollywood can't come up with its own ideas, so they have to go to the I don't know, the
Archives.
sequel. The archives. But like, I can literally pull off any comic off of the shelf and be like, oh, this would make a good
It would
movie.
probably do really well too because Margot Robbie is good and would be really good in that role. And
Yeah.
my only thought would be that they would make it too much like Borderlands and everybody would hate it. But
Well, there's that, but there's also like it has, because everything would be so like effects heavy. If it doesn't reach a certain amount of money, then
Yeah.
it's considered a failure. And they're obviously going to be looking at the movie as a possible franchise. So, like, that's what they do anymore. They don't go into this stuff looking at a single movie,
One and done.
and then
Yeah.
hoping to have more in the future if the first one does good.
Yeah.
it's like, hey, we're gonna try and get 3 movies out of this. And then if the first one bombs, well, we're definitely gonna get 3 movies. So
You know what? Give me an animated movie with Margot Robbie as the voice. That's what I want.
I mean,
I'll take that.
I'd be fine with
That'd be
that.
kind of badass, actually.
Yeah.
Make it a series because you could probably do a lot more with like a TV series.
Yeah. Make
10
it. You know
episodes a
where
season.
I could see Amazon eating that right up.
Yeah.
Put it on Prime. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So not a Muppet. Who do we have as not a Muppet?
Kesley.
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
No,
Originally,
it's
go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, but
Booga.
Yeah, it's
But he's already a Muppet. No.
I know, but then there's the option. We always talk about the human fucking a Muppet, but we don't ever talk about the kangaroo fucking a Muppet. You know what I mean? Like we had the opportunity.
The kangaroo dog. The
kangaroo dog fucking a Muppet, I think actually does technically get ahead.
See, my thought other than Kesley was the general guy, the John Travolta wannabe. And that was only because I thought it would be fucking hilarious that he is working so hard to try to get in the pants of a Muppet.
Again, that's just everybody trying to get in the pants of Miss Piggy for some reason.
Yeah. Anyway.
Miss Piggy was hot. What are you talking about? She took care of herself. She worked out. She was a good, thick lady. Like Miss Piggy, objectively, Miss Piggy is hot. She's just a horrible person.
Okay.
Outside of that,
I hate her. I hate her voice. I couldn't do it. Sorry.
Yeah. If you tone her voice out, smoke show, 10 out of 10. But then the second you actually like start to, it's like when you see a really hot person and then you're just like,
Fran Drescher.
Yeah, and then you like, but then you also like, you see him at a party. You're like, okay, hey, I'm gonna go like riz this person up, as the kids say. And you walk over there, and then you just find out that they're the worst human beings on the planet, and you're just like, fuck. All right, I'm still gonna throw it in you, but we're done talking for the night.
Like, so it's like Simon Spread Lily's mom.
Okay.
No, dude. Okay. When I first saw her, I'm like, man, I was like, Lily's mom is smoking hot, and then like. I found out about her, and I'm like, she is a terrible person. The only thing that she is would ever be worth doing is a hate fuck, and I don't do that. So, like,
I on the other hand am not that proud. So send me digits, okay?
I will. I'll get you a number, Chuck. Don't worry.
Thank you.
So when you come visit us in Fort Wayne, we can go to
on our way to Illinois.
There you go. Not shawarma, whatever. Whatever the burger is. All right. Well. I don't know what it was. Whatever. I don't know
if I didn't feel like shit, I could go for a shawarma right now, like hardcore. I love shawarma.
I don't think I've ever had shawarma.
If you've had a gyro, you've had shawarma. It's pretty.
Oh, okay.
So Chuck, out of 10.
All right. Is this a Tank Girl movie? Yeah, it literally has the clips from the comic in it, so I'm gonna say yes. Does this pass the Janero continuum? Yeah, I would see. I don't know. Like
this would be awesome to watch with friends, but I don't think we'd make fun of it. I think we'd be like, dude, this is awesome.
I think I would just enjoy it. I think I would like show it to my friend. There's a part of me that like when my nieces get older, I kind of want to show them this movie to show them how like badass they could be and like how dope and cool. But that's got to be a while because also this movie is not appropriate for kids.
Yeah, they need to be at least 15 before you show them this.
Yeah. I'm going to say, man, I really like this movie. I would watch this again. I probably will watch this again. If I'd seen this as a kid, this would have changed my fucking life.
Yeah.
Like if I had seen this,
I did see it as a kid.
I would have been Ron for sure. Man,
thanks, Chuck.
That's saying a lot.
I'm probably scoring this way higher than it deserves, but 892. I really liked it. I had a good time with it.
So, yeah. Funny thing about that, Chuck, is I also really like this movie. Not only does it have nostalgia for me, not only does it have like it's so much fun. Like there's so much fun stuff going on. We've got attractive women galore. We've got bad guys getting the shit kicked out of them. We've got a lot of dirty jokes. Like this movie does hit like all kinds of like places for me. I gave it an 8.88.
Okay.
Because it was just freaking awesome. That's why I liked your score because it was so close to mine. Joey.
This movie was awesome. Like, I had a blast watching it, and that, I mean, not gonna say that says something, but like, because I definitely like some of the movies we watch. But I agree with you. If this, if I had watched this as a kid, it might have like thrown the nostalgia for me and might have gone up a little higher.
I mean, this does explain a lot of things that I find attractive about women. Oddly enough, but anyways,
But that being said, though, it yeah, the anime, like I said, the animation stuff was weird, and knowing full well that it was supposed to be live act, like that was actually supposed to be filmed, but they didn't film it. Um, Sucks. It's kind of a bit of a bummer. But
Yeah.
no, I had a blast with this movie. Like I said, I only had like 4 or 5 notes because I enjoyed watching this movie. So it's not. I'm not giving it as high as you two. But I am going to be giving it a an 8.33.
All right.
So,
I mean, so
still up there.
yeah, super contender for like in the tops, which I think is rightfully so.
So with that score, we get a combined total of 8.71, which drops it in at number 3,
hell yeah!
behind Terminator 2 with an 8.74, and above episode 5, Star Wars episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, at an 8.51. So like we
That's peak.
put this high. Honestly, I think I might have put it below, me personally. I might have put it below Empire. But like where it's at is still great. It's still a good spot. Like I'm
I
not.
mean, yeah, my score definitely probably shouldn't have been as high as it was, but I did thoroughly enjoy this movie and it did feel justified. But I didn't like this movie as much as I liked any of those. Like,
So I mean, just keep in mind, Dick Tracy was at an 8.27, and we
okay,
all love Dick Tracy.
yeah. I would say this is on par with Dick Tracy for me. I had really
So,
low expectations and I really enjoyed this.
right,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
So
That tracks. That makes sense.
but yeah, new number 3 out of 140 movies.
Yeah, you hear that, Disney? You hear that, Warner Brothers? All of your movies fucking suck. Because look at the top fucking 5.
Yeah,
Minus,
top right.
minus Empire Strikes Back. Ignore that one. But
Well, that
everything
wasn't
else-
originally a Disney movie,
That
though.
was just Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Trick or Treat at number 1 right now with 9.16. Terminator 2, Tank Girl, Star Wars, and then Superman, the first Superman at 8.5. So
Yeah.
I should also mention that we are 10 episodes away from our rundown
150?
rankings 2.
Hell yeah!
So I don't want to I don't want to break down everything, but
Yeah.
I got to start working on that to send to you guys. So yeah, this was a blast.
Okay.
I enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, this was good. I enjoyed this. It's a good spot for it. I'm happy with it.
So,
Anyway,
yeah.
you can find me on the interwebs. You can find me on Hinge. You can find me on Bumble. You can find me on Tinder. You can find me on Facebook dating.
I was like, wait, hold on.
That's my boy. Get that dick out there, buddy.
That's it. I have 100% entered my hoe phase at this point. So if you got hot mom, slide into my DMs over at Kicked Out of the Hood. No, we ain't kicked. I'll bang your mom out for you. You can find my hobby page, Kicked Out of the Hobby. No, we ain't kicked. Ronald, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Good at This Game. You can find my art on Instagram at Good Art This Game. You can also find my art on Blue Sky at Good at This Game. And you can find me on some other places also at Good at This Game. And I'll let those to your imagination. Joey?
You guys can find the show over on all the social Comic Book Rundown. Email comicbookrundown@gmail.com. Rate and review us on your podcasting app of choice. If you do, we'll read them on an upcoming episode. We've got merch over on Redbubble and TeePublic. Our song was done by Cam. who was former father, Dr. Cam.
I'm pretty sure he's still a father.
I'm not doctor, I don't think.
I don't know.
Who knows? I haven't talked to him in like 2
You'd
years.
let him take a
No.
look.
He's a doctor. He got his PhD.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So he's Father Doctor, formerly known as Cam at this point.
Yeah.
Look,
That sounds right.
I
Yeah,
can never
he gets-
remember. My head is already full of useless knowledge.
Actually, I
So-
guess he would technically be
Seems
now
accurate.
He would actually be Cameron, the Father Doctor.
Cameron, the father doctor. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll start going with that now.
yeah, it's Cameron,
Um,
the Father Doctor.
Okay. Remember that for next week. So, speaking of
Our
week,
next movie.
our next movie is Don't Hate Me, Chuck. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. Yeah. Sorry.
You're getting. I'm already telling you, you're getting a strike next week.
I'm pretty sure the movie after will get me that striked. That how that works?
You'll
Take
get
a
your
strike
strike
away.
back.
Yeah.
You take a strike away.
Take a strike
Okay.
away.
Okay.
So
While we also have to watch Dawn of the Dead's coming up.
yes, which
Yeah.
we totally forgot to talk about. Getting franchised.
Oh, getting franchise our once a month at the end of the month,
End of the month.
Release?
Final Sunday of the month.
final Sunday of every month, you get a delicious, tasty extra episode because we're giving it to you for free because we love you because art should not be put behind paywalls, but for you to enjoy. And fuck the network. I'll leave you to your fuck the Geek Ultimate Alliance too. You know what? What's that guy's name that comes on?
I'm not telling you.
Fuck.
Like Chris or
Chris, yeah, fuck you, Chris. He don't follow me. It's fine. Anyway, yeah. So we love the Geek Ultimate Alliance. Whatever. Fuck the network. But you get an extra episode, and this month is
So this month will be our third movie, which I believe was Evil Dead.
it was Evil Dead and The Evil Dead,
Yeah.
which was the remake. Which I don't know if you know, Evil Dead Ends officially announced at time of
Yes.
recording.
Yes.
So a third one. I hope it's only comedy, much like Army of Darkness. But
dude, because the Evil Dead Rises, that movie was messed up. It was
yeah,
good.
that's one. I
I
enjoyed it, but it's one of those ones where it's two acts of very serious stuff that the third act just kind of falls apart because it just gets too silly.
right.
Yeah, it got a little weird. But regardless, Evil Dead, The Evil Dead, we watched them, we talked about them. Spoilers, we liked one better than the other. So
Feel
it'll
like
be very
that's
interesting.
normal for us.
Yeah, you can probably figure it out. But regardless, check that out. And if you haven't listened, check out the last episode, which was Child's Play from 1988 and 2019, which stars Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky. And
that
he's a
comes out
robot.
next week, right?
At time of recording.
Recording, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if the time of release, you probably
It was-
already listened to it because you love us, Ron.
Of course I do. I love listening to you guys. It's great. Like seriously, guys. Okay.
That reminds me. I still gotta
Listening to
edit
these two, just talking about these movies is fantastic, and it is well worth the time.
Mainly
And,
because we
you
shit
should-
on Ron the whole time.
And you guys should send them money on Venmo. Good at this game.
Yep.
Send all the money.
Send all the money.
All the money.
But it also, if you wanted to support the show directly, Joe, where could they support the show directly?
I mean, you can go to. Honestly, if you want to support us directly, you could send us money. Because when you buy our shirts, which we love, we only get like $2 per shirt. So, which is fine.
Which means I'm in debt for those shirts because I definitely haven't gotten any money for them, and I've definitely bought all of them. So
I mean, I have two.
no. I meant as far as like going would go. Like it doesn't matter how many shirts you buy. I'm never going to get out of the hole that I
Please
dig.
understand, TeePublic does not give us a cut when we order the shirts. We have to pay full price. Just
Yeah,
like
I pay
you
full
find
price.
folks.
I pay.
Yeah.
I get because then I'll get a like $2 per shirt back. So like
Yeah.
if I buy 3 shirts, I get $6 back. But I spent 60.
Yeah.
So like
But they are well worth it. And honestly, I will buy every shirt because I want all of my art on my shirt so I can wear them around and have people ask weird questions about them.
Yeah. That's what you should do is go buy the shirts, because even though we don't get a ton back, what we do get is Ron being happy and getting to see his art being put on people's shirts and people being like, what the fuck? Why is he a scab? Why is RoboCop or why
They know why RoboCop is a scab.
Xenomorph is a Union Buster, and Snoopy shot Wayne's parents.
Joe Cool. Yeah, so then we got getting franchised on Sundays, the final Fridays of the month. I'm doing comic book rundown again. Ron and I actually next week, at time of listening, Ron and I will have our Geiger episode out. And then I'll have basically it's just once a month because I want to read comics again. It's been too long. And we'll talk about. We can go back to the roots of the.
Please
the show.
know that the year that Joey had off of not reading comics, he just made more podcasts. He didn't actually just read comics that he wanted to actually listen, wanted to read.
Well, some.
Name 3. Anyways,
anyway, that's
go ahead and hit that outro button.
Thank you all for listening.
Comic book rundown on all podcasting platforms.
Yes.
Gmail.com.
So if you guys want to watch the movie with us, watch along. Next one is Star Trek 3. You can watch it on Paramount.
Don't.
You can give them DVDs. All. You can give Joey a strike if you want.
Don't worry, I'll get that strike back.
Yeah,
the movie after is pretty good. So, thank you all for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Bye. Jet girl.